In episode 13.1 of Unshuffled, we discuss the first episode from Norway's Slomosa. It's self-titled, it's really good, let's have a listen. Welcome, listeners. Welcome to Unshuffled. Always good to have you with us. And I've got to let you in on a secret, though, listeners. This is not the first time we've spoken about this album. Scott and I did a wonderful podcast about the album we're about to do and forgot to press record. So this is the second time we're going to talk about it. And if we don't say anything interesting, rest assured we said lots of interesting things in the first time around.
It was
it was great, wasn't it, Scotty?
best episode we've ever recorded.
It was honestly brilliant.
It was the best one.
It was so good. But let's try again. We'll try and recreate the magic. Scotty, what are we talking about? What's our album?
Today we are doing the self-titled debut from Slomosa. This came out in August 28th of 2020. I do need to add a little caveat here. This band does not have a huge online presence, so I sort of had to kind of jigsaw information from different sources. So if anybody from Slomosa is out there listening and wants to fact check us,
or maybe one of our Norwegian listeners.
Or any of our Norwegian listeners. So anyway, released August 28, 2020, produced by Eirik Sandvik.
Eirik, I think, yeah.
Eirik, okay, on Apollon Records, recorded at Polygon and Marinus Studios in Bergen, Norway. And the lineup, which is soon to change, Benjamin Berdos on guitar vocals, Anders Rorlian on guitar, Christian Vett on bass, and Severin Sandvik on drums.
Yeah. Now, this was a big revelation to me. First time around, Scotty. I had no idea that...
I was kind of hoping you were going to pretend. I was hoping you would recapture that. But what? A whole new band?
I can't do it. But, what? I had no idea because I've been watching all, the YouTube clips of this band. There's no sight of this original bunch.
No,
they seem like a bunch of the lead singer and guitarist's mates who for some reason he didn't stick with for the second album. He's completely changed the band. So I don't know the backstory here.
Their names were not easy to find. And so, yeah.
None of the live footage has these guys. None of the studio footage, none of the interviews has the people on this album. So it's a mystery. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he decided to ditch all these people and completely restock the band. But yeah, just be aware, listeners, when you are watching YouTube footage, and there'll be plenty of links that we, as always, we put in the show notes. These aren't the people that were on this album. For whatever reason. Maybe they're just really annoying. Maybe they had body odor. I don't know.
Far be it for us to judge, but I think we'll talk about the upgrade when we record the next one.
Yeah, so that's the other upshot of my inability to press record is that we're going to be recording two episodes back to back, listeners. So yeah, we will be getting into the more recent album soon after we do this one. But look, let's get through this one. The debut. For those unfamiliar with the format of the show, there's 4 categories of song that we go through: the opener, the killer, the grower, and occasionally the filler. We'll discuss those. And there's a couple of other categories towards the end. We're going to talk about the best performances on the album, our favourite lyrics, and so on. And as I always do, I'll just remind you, listeners, please listen to this album before you listen to us. It's important. We think it's important so that you're not just listening to us speak about music you've never heard. Um, One of the reasons we do this is to try and encourage people to listen to full albums, and we try and pick good albums. So, and this, uh, as most of the bands are, I really like this band, and the debut album's excellent. So go and give it a listen. Pause us, and then come back to us later. All right. Now that you've done that, Scotty, the opener. What did you think?
Opener. So, okay, this is the first time that I've done this, I think, where my opener and my killer are the same song.
Mm.
And so, as far as it as an opener, just honestly, from that opening riff, I was in. I'm like, yep, this is, you got me. I will listen to this all the way through. The whole song is built around this, just this steady riff that just sort of drives the entire song, and everything kind of comes in and out of that. The whole thing stays on this steady rhythm, and I love the sound. And I talk about sort of this occurred to me later, but there's the Caius influence is definitely pronounced, I think, on this album. And the one thing that I wondered, I've heard, and again, I'll need a source check on this, that Josh Homme would play through bass amps to add an extra low end, and I'm kind of curious if that's what they're doing to capture the sound on not only this song but this album. If they're running through the root bass amps to capture that. Anyway, this song it establishes the sound from the beginning, but it's also just the melody of it. I'm actually going to come back to this song again for one of my other categories. The lyrics, uh, yeah, the song for me served as the killer and just a great opener to the
Mhm.
album.
Yep. All right. And it saves you a little bit of work. So there you go. Dual benefit. You only have to do one out of the two.
It's also
Two
my
other.
filler.
Yeah. I mean, they do. They really do come out swinging with this one. I think this is a very popular song. This is the song that they made a film clip of. Uh, I imagine it's a huge live song. I think they might uh, either start gigs or finish gigs with this one even today. So still a very popular song of theirs. And yeah, you're right. That sort of it's all centered around that big mid-tempo ding 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 ding, that riff that just goes all the way through it. One of the things this band does well in this song, and it will become a theme in basically everything, many of the songs that I talk about, is the way they sort of unpack songs and then rebuild them. So they sort of this one has a sort of false ending. And there's a few of those here and there that they do really well. So where it just you think it's over. I love a good false ending, and then it all builds up back again. And my favourite part of this song is when the original riff comes back, but then over the top of that original riff. So after that false ending, over the top of that original riff, there's a new complementary riff. I don't know. Just have a listen, listeners. You'll see what I mean. So the way they unpack the song, they pull it apart and then they rebuild it, but with a slightly different twist. I think really makes this song for me. So yeah, would be a great live song. There's even I think towards the end that horses that is anthemic, and you have to take a drink, listeners, every time we say the word anthemic. So it's got it all. I really like this. It's a great opening track. Great live track too, I'm sure. I think that might even be in Australia at the moment. So, our
Mm.
Australian listeners, please go and check them out. And I'm sure you will hear horses, and I think it would rock live. So, unlike you, Scotty, I actually have a separate killer, and it's the next song. It's Kevin. I love Kevin. I love the fact that it's called Kevin, for starters. Reminds me of a joke. Stop me if you've heard it. A grasshopper walks into a bar and the barman says to him, "Hey, Grasshopper, we've got a cocktail named after you." And the grasshopper says, "What, Kevin?" And that's the joke.
That's great.
Um, Kevin's a cool name. There's not enough Kevins these days.
I've got a cousin named Kevin.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah,
We need
thanks.
more.
We try hard.
Yeah. It belongs with. There's a few names in that vintage. There's sort of Noel and Trevor. Um, anyway, it's just a good old name. We need more Kevins. Let's bring Kevin back. This is classic stoner rock. There's a really, and it's the new band, so it's not the people that played this. It's the new lineup. But there's a really good studio YouTube clip of this song being played live. And it just rocks, like it just rocks. 10 shots from an eagle, like it's exactly what I want in my music. It's so much fun. I really like the cleanness of the guitars in this and the way the sound of the band fits together. It's really well mixed. The bass in this just pumps along underneath it, and yeah, I mean it's short and sweet. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just a killer stoner rock song, and it's right in my wheelhouse. I really like Kevin, so this is my killer.
I think this is also a great song. I don't really have much more to add. Most of my notes, I think, are kind of. I was taken out by how much it reminded me of Demon Cleaner, and but it is a great song, and um,
Kevin reminded you
yeah,
of Demon Cleaner.
it did. It reminded me of something circa Sky Valley. It just this is this. I think this was the song where I started doing the research on how did Josh Homme get his sound while
Okay.
recording Caius.
Because there's another song in this on this album that is my that sounds like Demon Cleaner.
Oh,
And then there's a song on the next album that sounds even more like Demon
oh.
Cleaner.
See, I didn't get it as much on the next album. I
All
don't.
right.
I
No, there's a
if I.
big Demon Cleaner song on the next
Oh,
album.
wait. Yeah. No, you're right. I
Like
have, but I
big,
only
big,
have.
big.
Okay, hold up. So I think nearly every song on this album, I have some
Sounds like Demon
Caius,
Cleaner.
I have some Caius reference that I kind of vowed to just not talk about because I realized it's probably going to be annoying. But listening to the next album, I don't. I think there's one song where I mention Caius.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, great
Yeah.
song. I agree. Kevin, good song.
I love Kevin.
It's-
In the YouTube clip, he just goes Kevin, and then they just start jamming. It's great.
I, I don't know. Woo! It's just that one guy named Kevin at the show.
Have you got a grower, Scotty? You
I
better
do. I
take
do.
over here.
And so some time has passed since this was my grower.
Hmm.
And in the
Has it
interim, I
grown
got,
further?
well, no, I got a new grower, but I'm also realizing that my new grower is my standout moment. So
That's all
in
right.
order to not, I'm going to go ahead and just keep my old grower.
Okay.
My old grower was in my mind's desert,
Hmm.
um, or in my mind's dessert. If you were to add an extra S in there, I really like the instrumentation between the verses. So in between the verses, there's the cool little build up bits. It's got this great little middle eight that goes into the chorus. So I really like the way this song was constructed. The guitar solo again is built on this cool groove, and they do a lot with space in this song. There's just moments of clean and quiet where it kind of the fuzz will build up and then it falls away, and then it just everything kind of goes clean and quiet. And I love songs where they use space to build tension, and this is one of those songs.
Mm.
And I think that's where it grew on me, was really kind of what they're doing with the instrumentation and how the song itself is built.
Okay. Does it sound like Kai's?
I don't have actually as much as I said I have Caius written down for every song. I don't for this one.
Because this one to me was Queens of the Stone Age.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. That's why I didn't have
Um,
Caius written down.
yeah, I can't remember which. There's a lot of. So I think I write down Queens of the Stone Age more than Caius for this man. I mean, it's the
Hmm.
same guy, right, Josh Homme? But
Yeah. But like early Queens of Stone Age, right? Like that,
early,
maybe that,
first album,
like that first album. Yeah.
first
Okay.
album. And then I think, well, like that first album of Queens of the Stone Age is great,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
not even Queens of the Stone Age sound like that anymore.
No.
So, like
It's
the
nice that
idea of
somebody
having a
does.
band that sounds like the first album of
Right.
Queens of the Stone Age is amazing. Like that's what I
Right.
want. I
Right.
love
Right.
that
Right.
album, and I can't get it anymore. So here
No.
I get it here. It's great. I'm happy. I'm going to talk about this song later. Like it's not a direct rip off. It just kind of sounds like it. That's all. So it's fine. And I'm going to talk about it later in my standout lyrics. So I'll come back to that one. The one I thought sounded like Demon Cleaner was Scavengers, which is the next one, but we don't need to talk about that. What's our next category, Scotty? Oh no, you want my grower, don't you?
I mean, sure.
Yeah, you do. Don't act like you don't care.
It's the whole
Uh,
reason I woke up this morning.
yeah, it's 6 a.m. in Japan. My grower's the last one. It's Psychonaut.
Mm, yeah,
Psychonaut with a
that's
K.
that's a good one.
Formerly known as On and Beyond. That was the original name of this song, which sounds a bit like a place that would sell bedding, Manchester. On and Beyond. So I think Psychonaut's a better name for it. Caius vibes here. Okay, yes, definitely Super Scooper and the Mighty Scoop with that false start, not a false ending, but that it does have very Super Scoopy vibes. The intro comes and goes before the song even starts. That's what I mean there. This is the longest song on the album, and it's a slow one to finish. And the thing that really grew on me, and the reason I've nominated it here, is just that last couple of minutes. It's huge, and it feels like a really nice and fitting end to the album. And I really like the bass, and I really like the percussion on this. It should be, to me, this would be a great song to finish gigs to as well as the
Mm.
album. I don't think they do finish songs with this. I think they might finish, just looking at recent set lists, I think it's Horses that they finish with, but I think this one would be a better way to finish just because it's got such a great ending and it grew on me, no end. So, yeah, it's my nomination. Any filler?
No, I didn't have filler.
No, I didn't either. It's a short album, and I just don't think there's any song that I think, no, I don't want to listen to that. Um,
Can I just really quick interject? They played on January 9th. They played a gig in Bergen, Norway, and they ended with Psychonaut.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
maybe they've come to their senses. Is it? Can you
Oh,
check?
look
Can
at
you
this
check?
set list. Actually,
Yeah.
they played Kevin. They
Kevin.
played. Woo! Uh, they played Horses.
Yeah.
They debuted a new song.
Ooh.
Oh, um, and then Pretty Heavy from the next album.
Okay. Yeah.
But ended with Psychonaut.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Can you check like a gig a few or 2 or 3 gigs back? Can you while you're on the set? Yeah.
The most recent they have is January 9th.
Okay.
They don't have anything from Australia.
Okay. I think they might be just heading to Australia now, or like as we speak, maybe playing a gig. I'm not sure. But yes, go and see them, Aussies. Go and check them out. Speaking of Australia, it's Australian football season. It's kicked off. Just it makes me so happy.
I have that their next show isn't until March 26th. They're playing in New York at the Bowery Ballroom.
Okay.
They're doing a US tour.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, they're going to Richmond, Virginia on March 29th. Metal Mayor Matt if you're
Go
listening.
see him. Please go see him, Metalman Matt. Please, we want you to report in.
Yeah, wow,
Uh,
they're going to be in the US for a while.
okay. Well, when are they going to Australia? I don't know. Maybe it's
I
later.
they don't have, alls I have here is their US
April,
tour.
May, maybe. I don't know.
They're doing a month in the US, kicking off in New York, wrapping up in Minneapolis.
All
Sorry.
right, US listeners, go check them out. They're very good. I'd love to see this band. I think they might have gone past or at least equaled Atomic Bitchwax into as like a band I want to see live. I must see this band.
Oh yeah, no, I would love to see them live, but I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing's going to equal Atomic Bitch Wax for me until I see them.
Okay, yeah, of course. I've had the privilege.
See, I have not.
I've got a selfie with Chris. With Chris.
That's right. That's right. And then a restraining order.
Yes, soon after. All right, so no filler. It's short and sweet, and there is no filler, so that's good. I mean, look. Elephant in the room is there are some songs on this album that sound like Caius and Queens of the Stone Age, but I've made my peace with that. Like it's okay. Caius don't exist anymore, and I don't really like the new anything Queens of the Stone Age have done for a long time. I guess the last album or two was okay, but it's like I just want that old school stoner rock sound, and I get it in spades with this band, and I really it takes me back, Scotty. It takes me back.
Hmm.
And I'm going to ask you a little bit about your experience with that sort of early 2000s stoner rock scene soon, but let's get through the remaining categories or the final. You always have to remind me what they are. I made these categories up, but I
You
think
did.
you would.
We have what were they thinking,
What were they
and
thinking?
you did the elephant in the room of how they kind of. I think my elephant room in the room for this album, and I, far be it for me to be critical,
This is a
because
better category for us, don't you think? Instead of
yeah,
what were they thinking? The elephant in the room.
I like it. There it is,
Oh,
our debut of Elephant in the Room. I had a really the vocal melodies from song to song. I kind of had a hard time telling them apart.
yeah,
It kind of got to the point where I just sort of felt like the vocal pattern was kind of just sort of similar over every song, and it was the instrumentation underneath that changed.
yeah,
Um, and so I was a little nervous going into the next album that it was going to be the same, and it wasn't. It won't be.
yeah,
And I was very happy about how that developed. But anyway,
yeah,
that's my elephant in the room, if that's
yeah.
what we're now categorizing.
Yeah, I mean, I've already addressed my elephant in the room. It does a lot of this sounds derivative, but I don't care, and it's not a direct rip-off at any point. It's just it
Uh,
sounds
Standout moment is our next category,
standout moment.
and mine is the breakdown from Scavengers.
Scavengers.
There's the just that sort of the driving bass riff and that tribal drumming with the fuzzed out guitar that just slowly starts to creep in while that other guitar is layering with harmonics.
Yeah,
This song I thought, and just as an editor's note, I think Scavengers is the longest song on the album. It's
oh, is it?
6:32.
Okay.
And but this song I thought would have just been cool as an instrumental if they had just made this one an instrumental and just sort of did a lot of that, like with the guitar bass interplay, that spacey desert groove. If they had just kept it as an instrumental, I thought it would have just been an awesome song.
Okay. And they do have instrumentals on the
Um,
next album. Spoiler alert: the my standout moments. Probably I've already spoken about it. I think where they rebuild horses after the false ending with that slightly different complementary riff. I really like that bit. So that's my standout moment on the album
yeah,
and the end of Psychonaut. is also a standout. But yeah, I've spoken
Hmm.
about those two moments already. What's our next category, Scotty?
Notable lyrics.
Ooh, yep. I've got mine on a tab here. Can I read them?
Yeah, please do.
I really like a lot of the lyrics on this are about. I think it's like how he's broken up with someone and he's doing much better now. And I'm not completely here for breakup songs. I'm not. Who else? Remember remember Abrams used to sort of have kind of whiny "I don't like you" ex-girlfriend songs as well. I never liked those sort of lyrics. But in my mind's desert is not like that. Oh no, actually, it is. All I know is I've done well on my own. But there's some. I quite like the last verse of this. I wonder. Only wonder is how we found this undeniable. I can hear myself think, cutting trees, burn them up, leaves are shaking, top it off. An ode to the things I've forgot, and not at least the skills that I've lost. I don't know. There's something nice about that. And cutting trees is a subtle metaphor, burning them up. So there you go. That's my favourite lyric. Fits well in with the stoner rock theme of this band.
My notable lyrics, I think, are just the opening lines from Horses, and only because when I think of this album, I immediately hear that. I immediately hear him screaming, "Don't you know what that is? That's the sound of your horses. It's the sound of your success." I
Yep.
just those opening lines. When I think of this album, I think of those. I think of that moment.
Okay. What's horses about?
Yeah,
Don't you know what it is? Does it have meaning?
I,
Of
what is
all of
this?
your choices, it's sort of looking back with regret or
I, I, I don't
stolen
know.
years from your toys as other lives were destroyed, the years they turned into a noise, all in the name of your joy. Couldn't you see? I think it's sort of about getting someone getting their comeuppance, maybe.
I think so. I
How
remember
it would
you
find
asked
you eventually.
in our earlier not recording. You asked the same question, and I don't remember what my response was, but I was trying to be witty, and it was dumb. And I'm kind of glad that never heard the light of day
Yeah.
or saw the light of day.
Yeah, I'm glad too, Scotty.
I was when you just asked that right now. I was like, you asked this before,
I don't know. Did I?
yeah, and I didn't have an answer then either.
I don't know. Couldn't you see how it would find you eventually? I think there's some like Bill Gates and a few of those buddies of Epstein back in the day, probably
Hmm.
asking themselves this. Couldn't you see how it would find you eventually? Like things catch up with you is what I the message I get from this song.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're good lyrics. I like them. Horses. Good.
All right, we got Band Brownlow.
Yes, we do. These random people that I've never seen and
Yeah.
don't know
We
who
did
they
it
are.
when we did it. We did it based on instrument. I
Yeah,
remember
let's do
that.
that way again.
All right. I mean, I have yours from last time. Do you want me
Oh,
to tell?
good. I'm
Do you
glad.
want me to tell you what they
Yeah,
are?
please, because I have no
Okay.
idea.
All right, I will tell you. Um, we did not agree. Oh, we did actually. We did agree on one category. So for your, but we both had the one vote going to Anders Rorlian, who was the bass player.
Yeah, pumps along. I do like the
And
bass.
actually, I take that back. Anders Rorlian is not the bass player. Who is Anders Rorlian? Oh, the guitar player. We both gave it to the guitar player. Sorry, sorry,
Okay.
sorry. You then gave your two vote to the bass player,
Yes.
Christian Vet. I
Right.
gave my controversially. I did not give the bass player anything in this one, which will have to be correct. Remember, because then you threatened that I was going to have my bass player card revoked for
Yes.
not. Yeah. Anyway,
I've
um,
called the union already.
it was funny then. Uh, my two vote went to Benjamin Berdos, the vocal guitar player, the vocalist guitarist. Your three vote then went to Benjamin Berdos, your best on ground, and mine went to the drummer Severin Sandvik. Just I enjoyed the drumming on this album.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
So now coming into Tundra Rock, we've got Benjamin Berdos in the lead with 5 votes, and the rest irrelevant because we won't see them again.
Yeah. I think my votes are as much for his haircut as anything, but um,
That is a very well manicured coif.
it's beautiful.
It is.
It's
Agreed.
beautiful. As a bald guy, I'm very jealous, but there you go. All right, well, that's good. We managed to get that in the can. Hopefully, it's all come through, Scotty. And yeah, look, it's good. It's a good debut. I liked it, and it's kind of hard to get. I couldn't get this on CD. It's just not around. I think it's on Discogs. It's like $50 or something. But
Yeah.
I just have the digital copy of this, and I dare say our listeners, if you can find the if you ever see it, get it at a gig or anything. Get the original either on vinyl or CD because it's. I think this band's going places, and yeah, it'd be a good one to have. But yeah, I just had the Bandcamp version. We'll put a
I
link to
wonder if
Bandcamp as we always do.
I'm curious to know if I know they switched labels. I wonder if something. This
Yeah,
is
maybe
now
the
just me
label will
wondering
re-release it.
if we can. You could. I don't know if anybody cares about this. I'm just curious if like something happened to their old record label.
Yeah.
I know the band that I was in, the debut album, the record label went bankrupt, and so that debut album became really hard to get.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that's the sort of situation here. Nope,
Hmm.
it's not actually. The label is still around.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I got nothing. Thought I
Yeah.
had a solution. I have no solution.
Yeah. Indeed. Story of my
Oh,
life.
in fact, you can buy the debut album on the record label's website for 240,000 knocks. Or is that 240 knocks? That's 240 knocks.
Is that a lot?
I don't know.
Hmm. How
How much
many
is it?
Australian dollary dues is that?
Let me see. What's the knock to dollar ratio?
I don't know.
The knock to USD is
Oh, God. Norwegian krone, isn't it?
yeah, it's the Norwegian
Or the
krone.
krona?
It's about 9.5 krone to $1.
All right, well, you do the math, listeners. We're not gonna do it all for you. Do some division. It's not that hard. All right, so it's a lot. Anyway, if you get the album, buy it. If you see the original copy, because it's good, and it'll be a good one to keep and play for your grandchildren one day as you're cutting a tree. Okay, so there you go. That's it. We'll get to the next album soon, Scotty. We do have a couple of other things to talk about, though, right?
It's $35 Australian.
Too much.
Um,
That's about the price of a beer in Australia these days.
oh man,
I'm going there in July. I'm dreading it. I mean, I'm looking forward to going to my home country, but just, man, the prices these days.
all right. Are we? Did we wrap this up? Are we still recording?
We're still recording.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry. Sorry. All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry, you can't tell.
no. Thank you, listeners.
No,
Thank
we got
you,
to
Metal
talk.
Bear Matt. What are we? I thought, are we doing the next one?
Yeah, we are, but we've got to have a
Damn.
little conversation starter first.
Sorry. What a train wreck.
What do you want to talk about, Scotty?
I don't know.
Best?
What was our conversation starter from the last one?
No,
Which
forget
doesn't
that. It
make
was
sense.
terrible.
Doesn't
It was
make
awful.
okay, and it
I'm
doesn't make
glad
sense to
that.
put a conversation starter at the end, does it?
Yeah. No, the last one was the best kids movie of all time.
Oh, okay.
And I think I fell asleep during our conversation about it. You had some dragon one.
Yeah, I did right in the last dragon.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go, listeners. We've cut to the chase there. And mine was Horton Hears a Who, which is
That's right. That's
still
right.
great. I stand by it. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the best year ever for heavy
Oh,
music.
right. I forgot. That was what we were going to talk about.
Do you have a
I
year?
do. I do. Where did I write it down though?
All right, let me kick this off. Whenever we have any question about anything, my first thought is, even if it's just what's for dinner, my first thought is always Metallica and what Metallica. So this is a important question. What is the greatest ever year for heavy music? Not necessarily heavy metal. And it was you that came up with this, so I thought it was a good one. I was happy with it, happy to talk about it. And my first thought, as always, was like, oh, okay, well, what's the greatest heavy metal album of all time? It's Master of Puppets. When was that released? 1986. Good year. There are other album. There are other. That was it, right? Like it's Master of Puppets, Rain in Blood.
Yep.
Megadeth had something out in
Yep.
'86.
Peace sells, but who's buying?
Anthrax, did they release something in
Yep.
'86?
They did.
Which album was theirs?
Shoot, I don't remember.
But one of them,
I
a good one. Like,
Iron Maiden did Somewhere in Time.
it's a great year. But I was young. I was 11, and I wasn't into metal at that point. Um, so, as much as looking back, you can say yes, that was an amazing year in heavy music. It's not my personal favorite. I also thought maybe '91. I was thinking about that because that was Metallica's Black album, which I didn't even like at the time. But looking back, I can acknowledge what a great album it is. And I think Sepultura released. I think
Anthrax
from
was in '86. Anthrax was '85 and '87.
they missed it. State of
They missed it.
Euphoria
They
and
missed it.
State of Euphoria, 87,
And
and
Spreading the Disease.
Spreading the Disease,
Yeah.
85. Okay. 91 was, see, 91 was also the start of, so we had some grungy stuff coming out as well, right? So we had Soundgarden. Um, so we had the early stage of grunge in 91 as well
Yeah.
as late thrash. At that point, I think thrash was getting interesting. And we had Sepultura as well, rising out of
Arise. Yeah.
the jungle. Was that a rise or Beneath
It
the
was a
Remains?
rise. No, it was a rise. Beneath the
Okay.
Remains was '89.
So a rise, which is my favourite Sepultura album. So that's hard to beat. 91's hard to beat, but it's not my pick. My pick, because I'm a contrarian to the end, is much later than that. It's 2004, and I love that because some of my favorite albums of all time come out in 2004, and I think um, we had this sort of Stoner Rock had sort of been and was still, but we still had it, and Clutch released Blast Tyrant in 2004, which to me is peak Clutch and one of my favorite albums of all time. So we had that. We had Mastodon, um, who burst onto the scene. I think that was that was Leviathan, and we had others, but we our job next podcast is going to be to rank our top three albums. So I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just going to say, as much as some of those 80s thrash, and sort of 90s when we had grunge and stoner rock, 2004 for me was the peak personally. Heavy music, and I'll get into some more detail on the albums on our next podcast. What about you, Scotty?
Well, I know that you shouldn't have gone first because you successfully just undercut everything me and Metal Mayor Matt said.
Shit. Sorry,
your whole
sorry, guys.
setup was about how we're wrong. My year is 1986 and Metal Mayor Matt's is 1991.
There you go. All right, look, we've still got the top three, and obviously those are three bloody good years. So let's try. And between now and when I hit record on the next one, I'm going to try and come up with my top three from each of those years, just to give us something to chat about. So
Nice.
listeners, 86, 91,
2004.
2004.
There it is.
It sounds like some sort of Fibonacci sequence or something. I think they're great years. Oh, I was trying to get a Tool album in there, but I don't. It's so few and far between, and I just didn't
The Tool you
fall.
got to space apart every 15 years.
Yeah, so I think Lateralis was 2002, was it? And then 10,000 Days was like 2006,
Six.
maybe. Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, Tool doesn't fit into any of our years.
yeah, unfortunately. Did you go
Mm.
and see him? Did you go and see him?
Yeah, I did.
You
Have
went
we
and saw
not talked?
Tool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was right. I was behind, or not behind. I was to
You
the
were in
side.
Osaka?
Yeah,
You saw Tool in
yeah,
Osaka
yeah, yeah.
recently.
I was right next to Justin Chancellor.
Jesus.
It's yeah, I'd never seen Tool before, so
I've never
that was my.
seen them live.
Oh my god, Maynard stayed. So you've got Danny Carey, the drummer. He's kind of in the back, but up a little bit. Maynard is on this dark side stage, almost behind Danny Carey, and the lights. There's no spotlight on ever on him at all. The
Really?
only reason that you ever see him is because the spotlight on Adam Jones or on Danny Carey just somehow bleeds into Maynard.
Okay.
And it's Japan, and so the rule for a Tool show, and I don't know if this is the same everywhere, I assume it is that you are not allowed to film,
Right.
and they ask you to put your phone away. And
Great.
I don't know if they have problems with this anywhere else, but in Japan, because it's Japan, you want me to put my phone away, I will put my phone away. Like it's not a problem.
I'll walk out the front and throw it in the river.
Yeah, if that's what you're asking, I will put my phone away. Like there's nobody secretly trying to record anything because Japan, you've made this request of me. Sure,
Yeah.
it's not a hard ask.
Yeah.
And then the very last song, Mater comes out and just basically says, "Look, we thank you all. You kept your phones away. We really just wanted you to enjoy the moment of the show. For this last song, go ahead, take your phones out, record away." And I also just everybody pulls their phones out, yeah. And it was, and then all of a sudden it's just like a sea of phone lights as everybody's recording, and you kind of really at that moment you're like, oh god, you know what, this was really cool, the fact that we were just all here together in the moment.
Yep.
I don't know, there was something to be said for it, and you really noticed it when everybody, and I think I filmed maybe, I don't know, a minute of the last song just to like flex to somebody, hey look, I saw Tool.
What was the
um
last song?
uh why am I, it was, wait,
Doesn't matter.
what was it? I'm
I'm
drawing a
going to
blank
set
right
this.
now. I'm going to do it. I'm going on the set list. But anyway, it was the fact that you just, I don't know. I appreciated it. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
I'm trying to find, actually, I want to find the whole set list because it was awesome.
Right. Did they play Numa?
Um, they did. Yep, they did. Here we go. February 8th. It was, oh, that's from 2007. What? Wait, why is their set list not up anymore? Hold on. Hold on. I got this.
Numa. I think that's become my favorite Tool song.
It's so cool live.
While you're searching for that on the phone thing, you might remember I went and saw Ghost in April 2025 in Lisbon.
Yeah.
And the big thing with the Ghost World Tour that I think they've just recently finished was that you had to put your phones in those little pouches and you couldn't access them other than in certain, if you went into certain areas outside or in the spaces around the outside of the arena, you could access your phone. But while you're in there, they had to be in these pouches. They
It
were
was
big in that.
Vicarious. Vicarious was the last song.
Ah, yes.
Um, the see, that's what I wondered actually. If you go to, there were no pouches, and I didn't know if it was just because it's Japan, and if
Yeah.
you ask them to, then they will. Like
Yeah.
um I don't, yeah. But then there was they had a what was called a VIP sound check where they played the pot, which I love that song,
Mm.
and we didn't get the pot. We got they opened with Fear Inoculum. They did H. They did Numa. They played Crawl Away,
Right,
which yeah, that was cool. They did Hand of Doom, Black Sabbath, and then they ended with they did 14 songs.
right.
They did a whole cool thing with Chocolate Chip Trip,
Yep.
where he had like a Danny Carey had this crazy like you remember that children's television show where the guy comes out with the body he just had this like crazy bodysuit that but I don't know I guess that's his thing he just wears the crazy bodysuits.
Okay. No, I don't remember the show.
Oh he was anyway he used to wear basketball jerseys now he wears
Oh, so he doesn't wear the Celtics top anymore.
uh-uh no he
Okay.
wears these crazy bodysuits.
Okay.
Yeah, it
All
was great.
right.
Anyway, it was an amazing show. It was a lot. It was great. It was great.
All right. And you're in the ballot for the Deftones.
Yeah, we'll find out. We are in the lottery to find out if we can get Deftone tickets.
All right. Cool. Good luck.
And
All right. We've
then
got to.
Eddie Vedder's coming through, just doing like a solo acoustic thing, and so my wife are gonna go see that.
He's just going to eat some ramen and hang out.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Oh, you're a lucky man. There's some good gigs. There's nothing really on my horizon, but anyway, I'm sure things will pop up soon. Hopefully, let's hope so.
You get the cool like deep cuts. I don't. Nobody comes here. I think Japan's too expensive to come here on your way up. I think the
Unless you're
bands that
huge.
yeah, the bands that come here already have an established market.
Yep.
I think like I went to see Wet Leg a few weeks ago, and that was great. That was a great show. But I think that's the closest to a band on the rise, but they're not really on the rise anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Unless you're going to go and see a local band.
Which is even then is hard. I'm like really trying to find local bands to go see, and I can't figure out where to go see them. Everything is in Japanese. My Japanese still sucks. I have to rely on my 7-year-old daughter.
I'm the
I went
same
to.
with my
I had to
kids.
go. I did. I had to go and I had to go to a government office to. We have like these social security cards that you've got to renew, and so I went to get to renew the whole thing. The whole thing's in Japanese. Woman's talking to me in Japanese. I'm fumbling with my Google Translator on the phone, trying to do the thing, and then after about 15 minutes, my kids are just staring at me, and I'm really trying to answer this question and it's not coming through and the answers I'm giving are wrong. And finally my daughter looks at me and she's like, Dad, she just wants to know where you live. And I'm like, wait, have you been understanding this whole thing? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you want to help maybe? They're just staring at me like I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, she called you a big galoot.
Yeah. And that was
said
it. Like
something
once
mean about. She said something mean about your mother.
Once the woman realized my kids understood, she just started talking to them, and they're like, "I look, lady, I don't know. You're talking about a lot of government stuff here. our our vocabulary really does only go so far."
My son makes all our restaurant bookings for us here in Portugal, which is very handy.
Yeah,
Anyway, look, we've got another one to record, Scotty. So let's
let's do it.
go. Let's go do that.
All right,
And listeners, hopefully, you'll know. Hopefully you'll get the next episode soon. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. Slomosa, good band, and I'll leave a little bit of a break between posting this episode and the next, so that our listeners have time to catch the next album, which we've already listened to and enjoyed. So go listen to Tundra Rock, listeners, and I hope you enjoyed this one because we certainly did, Scotty.
absolutely did. This is a great one.
And yeah, look, quick thank yous. Small Stone for the use of the Seven Planets song in the intro and the outro. Always appreciate it. And just listen, our listeners, if you've listened to this, thanks for taking the time. We do appreciate it. And Metalman Matt, for sending in your nomination. I look forward to hearing your top three from. Which one was Metalman Matt? 91.
He was 91.
Okay, I look forward to hearing his top three from 91. We'll see how they line up. All right, listeners, go have a break. And from our point of view, Scotty, I'll see you in a few minutes. From our
Yeah.
listeners' point of view, we'll see you in a week or two. Ciao for now.
All right. Thank you, listener.